Good evening, everyone. I know this is very unexpected, and I'm sorry about that, but a lot of things happened since the last time I was on the air. I'm sure you already saw that I had put up all those computer videos. There's one more to come, and then these next set of videos will come up, and you get the idea. But anyway, the first question to you guys, well, not to you guys, but to me, actually, you're going to ask a question to me. And the first question is, what happened? I mean, no Christmas cards. Remember those oversized Christmas cards I videotaped twice in a row? All of a sudden, I didn't videotape any of them. And then you're like, okay, what happened to the Taylorville Festival Lights? You said in September, well, I did anyway. I said in September I was going to go to the light show. What happened? I'll tell you what happened. My gosh. You have no idea what happened. First and foremost, the transmission went out in my car. That was $4,000. I owe my sister $4,000 now. And then about the same time, my computer went. Fortunately, I was at the last minute able to save all my files to that solid state drive you saw in one of my most recent videos. I showed you that great big black box underneath my brand new computer. Yeah, I had to buy a new one. You say, why'd you have to buy a brand new computer? Well, I'll tell you why. You see, I was just going to replace the hard drive and the RAM in my other computer. Those weren't the problems. The problem was the monitor went out. You're like, oh, the monitor went out. That's bad because you have to do extensive taking the computer apart just to get to it. It could be a wire. Wire's $15, but you still have to attach it. If not the wire, then the LCD screen is gone. And I wasn't going to put hundreds of dollars in that thing to get the LCD screen back, just put a new hard drive, a new stick of RAM in there, and start the whole process all over. And the thing was, because that's not Windows 11 compatible, I would have had to put Linux in it, which that's okay. I don't mind doing that. Okay, I'd rather be on Linux than actual Windows. But the thing was that there's a computer program called Flowblade, and I wasn't fully used to it yet. And it's a video editing system much like Nero. Well, seeing all the problems I was going to run into, I just decided, you know what? It ain't worth it. I will just, I'll take the hard drive out of this thing. I will find somebody that'll take the dang thing and just let it go. Okay, so my old Acer is done. It's finished. There's nothing more I can do with it. It's unfortunate, but that's the way it is. But anyway, have you guys been paying attention to my Facebook fan page? If not, you need to go over there. There was instructions that I gave you guys about the Bezier curve and geometric arcs and how you could actually create them. I actually have existed in this brand new computer of mine, and it is fully operational. So as soon as I set up the templates, now what's a template? Well, basically in computer language terms, that is a blueprint. Okay. I'm making blueprints so that I can actually make the kind of graphics I'd like to make. And I don't have to write every single line of code and all this other. I can just copy and paste and just go on. And my intent is to make posters, banners, greeting cards, unusual greeting cards, so on and so forth, and make a business for myself. All with everything I'm trying to do. Do you see why things have been a little complicated? Now, Dorper Gamer wrote me and he gave me a confusing response to one of my videos. And the only thing I can think is that when he watched all my presentations about how to install this, how to uninstall that kind of thing, he was probably thinking to himself, well, this guy was talking about solid state drives and capacitors. There are capacitors in a solid state drive. That's true. But a lot of the talk I was talking about when it comes to capacitors are actually transistors. Okay. And we're going to cover that tonight. There'll be more of it in some future videos, but I'm going to cover whatever I can tonight. And then I'll go ahead and we'll take it from there. All right. There's actually notes from way back when I was going to do some videos between October and December, and I just didn't get a chance to do it. I had to completely put a brand new computer back together. That's always fun. Yeah, I think you saw that. But anyway, everything I said about Nero and everything I said about a lot of other things, I'm gonna get this off of here. Most of what I said was true. Now, when it comes to the uh, capacitor versus transistor, that I got you all a little confused there. I'm going to try to unconfuse you tonight, and the rest of it we're going to try in a future video, and ultimately you'll be able to see this, okay? But yes, I did get that terminology a little bit incorrect. We're going to correct it. And one of the reasons why I just left it in was to see just how many people would try to correct me. We'll see. Yeah. Then I'm going to send them over to what I'm going to get ready to publish, and there you go. All right. Well, I'm going to be on here for the next 90 minutes. I hope you stay tuned for all this because I got a lot to cover. Let's just go. I'll cover as much as I possibly can. Okay. As fast as I can, but still trying to be clear with all of you. Okay. Now, I need my smartphone to stay right there. And there's a good reason why I need my smartphone right now. Yes, it is December 9th, 2023. We got a lot to cover. Okay. I have my dry erase board. We're going to cover a bunch of stuff. All right, let's go ahead and turn on my camera here. Oh, let's see if you want to go to video. Okay. There we are. Good evening, everyone. It is once again Ted the Speed Learner, and tonight I am going to answer a very important question because if you are ever dealing with solid state drives, you're going to ask this question. What are transistors, emitters? Yeah. Oh. Here. Let's do this real quick. Okay. There we go. Let's try this again. Good evening, everyone. It is once again Ted the Speed Learner, and tonight I'm going to answer a very important question, especially if you're dealing with a solid state drive and you're sitting there going to yourself, I wonder how this stuff, how these solid state drives store information. Very interesting question, but I have to cover several topics before I cover the main one as to how these solid state drives actually store your information. Okay, so I'm going to show you how transistors work, and what an emitter is, what a collector is, and what a base is. Okay? I'm going to try to explain this the best I can. I can't say I'm a massive expert on this, but we're going to do our best. Okay? Transistors are computer parts that connect that. Let me try that again. Transistors are computer parts that contain emitters, collectors, and something called the base. Okay? Now, before I start this discussion, I want to refer everybody to a couple of videos that I uploaded earlier this year. And at the end of this video, I'm going to have a link to at least one or more of these videos so you can actually see it for yourself. Do you guys remember my anode and cathode battery videos? Okay, now this requires me to get a battery. We're going to get a battery right here. Here's the battery. Now, a regular battery has positive charge molecules, okay, has positive charge particles, and it has negative charge particles. Now, the negative charge particles are called electrons, and the positive charge molecules are called protons. Okay, now on a battery, and it's really more in here than it is up and down. Okay, they always show it up and down, but it's really actually in here because this area here shows you the two layers and how they're separated. They're actually separated in a round way rather than a straight up and down. Okay, now if you were to do this in a science classroom, it would be up and down, but in reality, it's more like I said, inside here. Okay, you see what you see the outside and the inside. That's what it is. Okay, now you have an anode and a cathode. The anode of the battery contains electrons. The cathode of a battery contains protons. Okay, so in illustrations, you will often see that the anode is on the bottom, the cathode's on the top. But in reality, like I said, it's in here. It's actually in here, okay? Now, in this scenario, electrons move from the anode to the cathode, okay? And what they usually do is they show it that, well, this is the anode down here, this is the cathode up here, and they just show you the electrons moving from one to the other. Now, while this is happening, electrical current is going from the cathode to the anode. Remember this, that electrical current will actually move in a direction opposite of electrons. It's just the way it is. Now, what about rechargeable batteries? Do they work the same way? No, they don't. Because the anode and the cathode can actually flip. Okay? You can actually have more electrons in the cathode than in the anode. And the reason for that is when it's in the recharging process, the electrons move from the cathode to the anode, loads the anode with a lot of charged electrons, so that when you're actually using the device, then the electrons travel from the anode to the cathode, and so on and so on and so forth. Okay? Now then, let me take this one step further. Let's say this battery was actually in a radio. Okay? So, what would happen is the electrons would travel from the anode through the radio and into the cathode. Likewise, if you're recharging the thing, of course, the plug-in would send electrons into the anode from the cathode. They travel from the cathode to the anode and put electrons in the anode. That's how that would work. And like I said, current moves in the opposite direction. So even though anodes, even though in the anode, electrons are moving from the anode to the cathode, okay, from the anode to the cathode, then the current is moving from the cathode to the anode. So what would happen is that the current would go from the cathode through the radio and into the anode, even though electrons are moving in the opposite direction. All right. Now, here's the thing. What if you put this battery inside a flashlight? Well, that's all fine and dandy, except for one thing. If you think just slapping this battery into the flashlight is going to turn that flashlight on, no, it's not. That's because, like on your smartphone, you can see right now on the back of this thing that uh, the flashlight feature, the light, okay, there's a light bulb in here. It's an LED emitter, but it's a light bulb, okay. You can see it's turned off right now. There's power in here, obviously, because you can see for yourself. It's all powered up, but the light isn't turning on. What do you have to do about that? Well, you have to press a button. Ooh, that was awful. You weren't prepared for that. But anyway, that's what you have to do. You actually have to press a button to make the actual system work. But therein lies a problem. What if you have a circuit board full of components and you have to turn them on and off all the time? That'd be like those card readers you used to have in the computers where you'd have to feed it in and the card readers would have to tell the mechanics of the computer to actually turn certain things on and off. And think about if you plugged a radio into the wall socket, okay, you had a little plug, you plugged in the wall socket, and every time you want to turn the radio off, you had to unplug it. Do you really want to bend down to the plug and unplug it every single time you want to turn the radio off? Of course you don't. And even with a button on the radio that you can actually press on and off, well, what if you wanted to use a remote control and turn it on and off? You didn't want to actually get up, go over to the radio, push the button, and turn the radio off. What if you didn't want to do that? Well, that's why they started coming up with transistor radios. Okay. Now, transistor radios have three basic components: an emitter, a base, and a collector. Okay. Now, what's the emitter's job? All right, electrons go flowing right into this emitter. Okay. But they don't necessarily travel to the collector right off the bat. They have to go through the base. Now, there has to be a device hooked up to the base to tell that base, hey, let the electrons travel from the emitter to the collector. If there's nothing hooked up to that base will not let those electrons travel from the emitter to the collector. And this is how you automate the switching on and off of components on a motherboard or whatever. Okay? That's how that works. Now you say, well, modern day computers don't have transistors. Yeah, actually they do. But they're not called transistors, and that's because they've been modernized. All right? That's right. They've been very modernized. And so their name is different. But believe it or not, they're transistors. And they work basically the same way. Now, another thing you need to know is that transistors and capacitors work in a similar way. They're not exactly the same, but they are similar in their function. Okay? Because eventually they do actually collect electrons. And I'll go through the difference of that in a future video. So that concludes this particular video at this point. Okay. And I will tell you more in a future video. So I'd like for you to stay tuned. Well, anybody around yet? Obviously not, but that's okay. All right, let's go to the next video. Good evening, everyone. It is once again Ted the Speed Learner, and I bet you're asking yourself right now, what is a pentavalent? What the heck is this thing? Well, I'm going to answer that question in this particular video. But before I do, I would like to tell you guys that I have published 5 Kindle books. If you are interested in any of them, please leave me a comment in the comment section below, and I'll send you links to any and all these Kindle books, and you can read them for yourself. All right, but we got to get back to the topic at hand. Pentavalent. Is it? Well, the etymology of the word pentavalent is as follows. Penta is the Greek word for 5. Valiant comes from the Latin verb valere, which means to be strong. So what is the meaning of pentavalent? When you refer to molecules, this word refers to a molecule's ability to combine with other molecules. Ever heard of H2O? Yeah, that's water, okay? But there are actually 2 hydrogen atoms that combine to an oxygen atom. And I bring this up because eventually we're going to have a little discussion about this in a future video, and you'll want to know this. All right? Now, eventually I'm going to publish a video called Metal Oxide Silicon Field Effect Transistors. Whenever you see the word oxide, that's oxygen. Okay? I wonder where I heard that before. Oh, yes, H2O. That's oxygen too. Okay? So that's why you have to know things like this, because that comes up. Anyway, now you know what a pentavalent is. Okay? I will tell you more in a future video, so like for you to stay tuned. Are we interested yet? In this video, I'm going to talk to you guys about the word semiconductor. What is the etymology of the word semiconductor? And more importantly, why do you have to know about it? Well, I'm going to answer that in this, let's try this again. That did not go. Right. Let's try that again. I didn't like that presentation. Okay. Good evening, everyone. It is once again Ted the Speed Learner, and tonight I'm going to answer a very important question. What is a semiconductor? What's its etymology? And more importantly, why do you need to know it? Well, if you have a solid state drive, you need to know this. Okay? So we're going to talk about this in just a moment. But before I do, I wanted to let you guys know that I have 5 Kindle books. And if you are interested in reading any of them, you let me know in the comment section below, and I'll send you a link and you can read them on your own time. Okay? So, anyway, what is the etymology of the semiconductor? Well, the word semi comes from the Latin word semi, which means half. That's where it comes from. Now, what about the word conductor? Well, the prefix con, or com in the Latin, means with or together, okay? And the Latin verb ducere, which it means to lead someone somewhere, to lead them actually together, to be precise. In the case of electronics, it could mean leading a current or even leading electrons through a cord or an electrical circuit. Okay. So, what are these semiconductors comprised of? The metal that is most often used to create semiconductors is silicon, but this silicon is combined with impurities. And there is a good reason for that. And if I don't get to it in this particular video, I will get to it in a future video because I want to cover this. Okay. If the impurities are pentavalent, then the silicon becomes an N-type semiconductor. Okay. And they represent N-type semiconductors as NPN. Okay. Now, in a previous video, I discussed the etymology of the word pentavalent. So if you want to go see that, let me know. I'll give you a link. I may even put the link right here in the description box so you can go see it for yourself. Now, these pentavalent silicon conductors, these semiconductors, they carry a lot of electrons. Okay. If the silicon contains a trivalent impurity, okay, then the silicon becomes a p-type semiconductor, and it's represented by PNP. Okay. Now, since I had already discussed the etymology of the word pentavalent, you already know what valiant is in the line of etymology. Well, what about the prefix tri? Prefix tri in Latin, and I believe also in Greek, if I'm recalling correctly, it's the number 3. So if you got penta, you got 5. If you got tri, you got 3. Now, p-type semiconductors have holes in them that hold charges. Now, if you put them next to an N-type semiconductor, the electrons from the N-type semiconductor will travel to the p-type semiconductor and fill in the holes in the p-type semiconductor. That's what they do. All right. I want to thank you very much for watching this particular presentation. I will tell you more in a future video, so I'd like for you to stay tuned. So far, so good. Okay. I hope you're further entertained. Let's keep going here. Now then, the next thing I'm going to cover here, and I'm going to actually use an illustration that I'm going to create with HTML and so on and so forth, and I'm not going to use what I would normally use as my dry erase board. So bear with me on this one. Okay. Tell you what, I will do this because people like, well, no, actually, I won't. I just put it right there on top. Okay. Here we go. Why are, hey, hang on. Good evening, everyone. It is once again Ted the Speed Learner, and I have an important question that I'm going to answer right here and right now. And that question is, why are signs so important? Well, they're very important. Let me tell you a little story. I actually drove from my house to the Staples company, okay? This would be our local Staples store. It's not that far from where I'm at right now. And I drove all the way over there because I wanted to buy, I can't remember what. Oh, it was accounting things. Okay, I have some accounting sheets. I wanted to buy them. The store is closed. So instead of calling the store the next day and asking the clerk what the hours of operation of that store was, I just stopped in the parking lot, got out of my car, read the sign on the door, got back in the car, and drove on home. I could have also looked up those hours on the internet, but I was kind of not, let's just say I wasn't doing things the way I should have. But anyway, either way, you can actually see the hours of operation on a company's website, or you could actually just drive to the store, look at the door, look at the sign, and you'll know. That's how it works. Now you say, well, wait a minute. What if there's a specialty shop within the big store? And we have a furniture store in our town that at one time actually had a computer repair shop within the furniture store. Well, that's easy. You just take a little more careful look at the website and see if they've posted the hours of operation of the computer repair shop within the store. If they don't, then you call them and say, okay, what are the hours of your repair shop? And they would tell you. And yes, they were different than the main store's hours. Okay. And there you go. So that is why signs are so important, because they can tell you valuable information so you're not wasting your time and all this other good stuff. All right. All righty. I will tell you more in a future video, so I'd like for you to stay tuned. That was good. Let's not do that, shall we? All right. Good evening, everyone. It is once again Ted the Speed Learner, and tonight I'm going to answer a very important question. What is clickbait? Well, I'm going to tell you all about clickbait in just a second. But before I do, I wanted to say that I have 5 Kindle books that I have now published, and you can read any one of them if you want. All you have to do is leave me a link, leave me a comment down here in the comment section below, and then I will send you links to those books, and you can read them at your own leisure. But let's get back to the topic at hand. What is clickbait? How can you tell if a video is clickbait, and what to do about it? Okay. Now, clickbait has been around as long as YouTube has been around, but it became more prevalent when a group of ladies got on the air and they were called the Reply Girls. That's when it really got prevalent. And it's been prevalent ever since. Okay. Basically, what clickbait is when somebody posts a video and they'll put a title on the video or possibly a thumbnail that misrepresents what's actually in the video. Okay. Now, how do you keep yourself from falling for clickbait? Well, for one thing, when you look at the thumbnail, don't pay attention just to the thumbnail. That's the first thing, because when you turn the video on, I've heard this. Okay, I've had some people tell me that a person will turn on a video, and if they don't see within the first 5 seconds what they saw in the thumbnail, they'll just shut it off. That is the wrong thing to do. Okay, because you'll run into a lot of educational channels like my own, and maybe we don't start off in the first 5 seconds of saying, "Hey, there's our little topic." We may not do that. That doesn't mean that we're clickbait. It just means that we decided not to do it that way. Okay. There are other ways to tell if the video is clickbait or not. Compare what you see in the thumbnail to what's written in the title of the video. Look at the description of the video as well. See if they wrote something down there. If they did, there's probably a good chance it's not clickbait. But here's the best test of them all. Watch for the first 30 to 45 seconds. Listen to what they're telling you. Once they get past their self-advertising, like I just did earlier in this video, where I was telling you guys about the Kindle books and telling you that if you had actually decided to leave a comment down in the comment section below, bam, there you go. We'll send you links so you can read the books. After that, listen to what the people are actually saying. You can actually skip through the whole video. Just 5 seconds here, 5 seconds here, 5 seconds there. And after a while, if they still don't say what they had promised, then you got clickbait. So what do you do about it? Do you just sit there and shut off the video and act? No, don't do that. You specifically write back to the person that did that clickbait, and you write an informed opinion about what they just presented. And say, why is it that you said this on the thumbnail and this in the title and this in the description, but yet when you actually made the presentation, it had nothing to do with that? Then go on to your Facebook fan page or wherever else, and go on your own YouTube channel if you'd like, and make your own video response to that and tell people what's really going on, because they may not know. And you don't want anybody else to find themselves in that kind of clickbait. As a matter of fact, I may start a video series answering this clickbait. If you have a video right now and you know it's clickbait, send me the link to it and I'll actually review it. Now, what makes the difference between what I say about a video and what somebody else does? Okay. The difference is, unlike the reply girls, I actually ask questions of other people's videos. I actually watch the video thoroughly. It is my way to prove to those people that I actually watched the video thoroughly, and I found enough intellectual conversation to start a conversation with them. That's an honest video response, and we need more video responses here on YouTube. We really do. Okay? So that's the difference between me and my video responses and other people's clickbait, because the topic that I cover in that video, now in the title, in the description, and also the thumbnail, shows that is exactly what I cover. And like I said, you can actually skip through the whole video and see if I actually talked about what I said I was going to talk about. And if I didn't, boom, you can leave me a comment saying, why did you put this up here? This is obvious clickbait. And that's how you deal with clickbait. As a matter of fact, I actually took it one step further. When the Reply Girls were at the peak of their performance, I actually watched their videos and replied back to them. I actually did. They never got back to me, but I certainly replied to them. That's how you deal with clickbait. All right, I want to thank you very much for watching this video presentation. I will tell you more in a future video, so I'd like for you to stay tuned. All right. I see we got 2 people in the room. If you, or at least one person in the room, whoever you are, please leave a comment right over here in the live stream so I know who you are, and that way I can say hello to you guys. It's the only way I know who you are. I don't know who's in here. So let me know. Okay, on to the next video. Good evening, everyone. It is once again Ted, the Speed Learner. I know you're not seeing me right now, but that is because we are covering the topic of settings in a Samsung J6 Orbit smartphone. Now, a lot of these settings can be found in other Android phones, and they operate in a similar way. Virtually all these Android phones have these kind of settings, and you can adjust them as you need to. Okay, so let's just go ahead and cover all these settings. You're going to see a whole slew of illustrations, so hang in there. There are lots of settings you can change on your phone. We will start with the Wi-Fi settings. The first thing you can do is set your Wi-Fi connection. You can connect your phone to an available public or private Wi-Fi service, or you can shut off your Wi-Fi connection completely. And if you're in an unfamiliar place and you don't want to be on the public Wi-Fi, I shut that baby off. personally. Another thing you can do is see if there are any public Wi-Fi hotspots available to you. But if I were you, I would only connect to them at your own risk. Never stand there and try to access, you know how you have a banking app and you're trying to transfer money and all this other goody stuff. Never do that on a public Wi-Fi hotspot. You don't know how secure that thing is. Use your own internet or do it better at home, okay? Right? I would not recommend accessing an app that your employer provides to you on a public Wi-Fi anything. In other words, if you want to check your work schedule or access your retirement account on your phone, never use a public Wi-Fi hotspot. Just don't do it. It's a really bad idea. The next setting you will see is the Wi-Fi direct setting. You can access your Roku or Amazon Fire device with your smartphone. Never use this feature on a public Wi-Fi device. Then there is the advanced feature. In this feature, you can shut off your access to your smartphone provider internet. This is why this way I'm not using my TracFone internet when I'm using my home internet. Okay. You can also switch off your smartphone's capability to automatically connect to an internet provider. So first, you don't want to sign on to public internet, you can shut it off. This will keep your phone from automatically connecting to Wi-Fi hotspots if you're in an unfamiliar area. And you can tell your smartphone whether you want to detect public Wi-Fi or not. This helps you find Wi-Fi hotspots. The final thing you can do is tell your smartphone which internet providers to connect to. That way, your phone can connect to certain Wi-Fi hotspots while keeping your phone from connecting to internet providers that you don't feel are safe. You can also connect your smartphone to a Bluetooth device. Once your device is synced to a Bluetooth device, you can control the volume of your Bluetooth device with your smartphone. Okay? And this would apply to stereo speakers, that kind of thing. As a matter of fact, if somehow you can get your phone connected to your computer, you may be able to send files from your smartphone directly into your computer or vice versa. Once your smartphone is connected to your Bluetooth device, okay, I'll say that again. Once your smartphone is connected to your Bluetooth device, you can tell your phone to play your ringtone on your Bluetooth device. If you don't want to hear your ringtone on your Bluetooth device, shut this feature off. What is the Bluetooth control history? This tells you if one of the apps on your smartphone has access to Bluetooth device. There is another feature on your smartphone. It's called airplane mode. So let's say you wanted to not connect to your Wi-Fi, you don't want to connect to your cell phone provider's internet, none of it. You can turn that airplane mode on and your phone will connect to anybody. But I wouldn't leave it on. I wouldn't leave the airplane mode on a full 24 hours in a day, because what happens is eventually you get disconnected from your network, and then you have to call your network provider and say, yes, I still have an active smartphone, so on and so forth. It's a real pain. But at night, when you're going to sleep, that's a perfect way to keep that Wi-Fi from getting into that phone. Okay? So what is the mobile network setting? I'm a very fortunate person. My mobile provider is TracFone, and it's available in most places in the United States. So I can travel to virtually any place in the United States and still make a phone call or send a text message. But what if I travel to a foreign country? Does TracFone provide phone and text services to every nation in the world? Not so fast. You can still obtain cell phone and text service in a foreign nation, but you will receive a bill from that phone company. If you don't want to use their service, switch off this feature on your smartphone. Now that I've explained data roaming, I need to explain the acronym VoLTE. What do the letters VO stand for? Well, they stand for voice over. What do the letters LTE stand for? They stand for the words long-term evolution. The letters LTE are a direct reference to the 4G mobile telephone network. If you've ever used a 2G or 3G mobile telephone network to call someone, you will notice the poor sound quality. This is not a problem for the LTE network. Most cell phone providers in the United States provide this feature. But if you travel to a foreign nation, you might find yourself unable to make a phone call due to the lack of this service. So what is a network mode and what is the acronym CDMA? CDMA is an older technology. The letters stand for the Code Division Multiple Access. This technology has a competitor, or at least it did. It was called the Global System for Mobiles. This technology is associated with 2G and 3G technology. CDMA uses a spread spectrum technology that I hope to cover in a future video. But this technology was based on radio waves. Ever tried to tune in an AM radio station that is located far away from you? I think you can see the flaw in this technology. In contrast, LTE technology deploys a voice over internet protocol technology that sounds a whole lot better. That's why your phone conversations sound better today than when CDMA was used. Unfortunately, some foreign nations have not been so quick to deploy the LTE technology. And there are some foreign nations that only use the global system for mobile technology. If your phone doesn't possess this technology, you may not be able to use it to call anyone anywhere. What is an access point name? It helps your smartphone connect to the internet. It provides a gateway between your phone carrier network and the internet. If you have to contact your smartphone service about connecting to the internet, you may have to provide this information. What is data usage? It tells you how many megabytes of data your phone has transmitted to the internet and how many megabytes of data your phone has received from the internet. Your phone has a data saver mode that prevents some of your apps from accessing the internet when you aren't using these particular apps. What is mobile data? This tells you it says this tells your mobile device that it can access the internet using your mobile data plan, which of course is more expensive than a Wi-Fi hotspot. What is mobile data only apps? This tells the app that you choose on your smartphone to only use the mobile data phone plan to access the internet. Now this becomes very good because if you don't want to use a public Wi-Fi hotspot while using that app, then you tell the computer or you tell the smartphone that when you're using that app, only access the Wi-Fi that is provided by your mobile provider and not by some third party. Okay? So, what is a billing cycle and a data warning? If you have a limited data plan from your mobile phone company, your smartphone can warn you when you're running low on mobile data. And what is the Wi-Fi data usage? This would tell you how much data you've sent and received on any Wi-Fi network. It will also show you how much data was sent and received by each app on your smartphone. So what other connection settings do you have on your smartphone? You can tell your smartphone to detect a nearby Roku, Amazon, or even Bluetooth device. You can connect a computer printer to your smartphone. You can set up a virtual private network. I'm not sure how this could be done, but I'm sure you can find plenty of YouTube videos that can tell you how to do this. You can also set up a private domain name service. I'll explain that in a future video. Now, what about sounds? Okay, your phone makes sounds. What kind of settings can you change there? You can also control the sounds that your smartphone makes. Your phone has 3 different sound settings. You can set your phone to make sounds every time you tap something on your phone. When you have this mode activated, you can tell your phone to vibrate when your phone is ringing. You can have your phone vibrate when you tap your phone, or you can have your phone keep silent as you tap on your phone. You can choose a ringtone for your smartphone, and you can create a ringtone for your phone. You can also choose how your smartphone vibrates when you receive a phone call. Okay? And you can choose what sound your phone makes when it receives a notification from an app on your smartphone. You can use the volume buttons on your smartphone to control the volume of the apps on your smartphone. This means you can actually mute your ringtone, or you can mute the media that you're playing on your phone. Like if you have the VLC player, or if you're playing a YouTube video or whatever. You can also mute the sound that plays every time you receive a notification. This way you can hear your ringtone and the media that's playing on your phone, and not hear the sound of your phone that your phone plays when you receive a notification. So what other sounds can you control? Your smartphone can play a sound when you touch certain items on your screen. It can play a sound when you lock or unlock your phone. It can play a sound when you start charging your phone. And it can play sounds as you type in a telephone number on your smartphone keypad. It can also play sounds as you type letters and numbers on your smartphone keyboard. There are some advanced sound settings, but I will just review a few of them here. You can adjust the sound of the bass on your phone. This sound is the lowest audio sound that the phone can generate. It's often associated with beats on a drum or a low male singing voice. The treble sound, on the other hand, is associated with the highest singing voice a person can generate. It's often associated with the word soprano. When you're playing a piece of music, you may value the sounds of the instruments over the sounds of the people singing the song. You can adjust this on your smartphone as well. Another thing you can do is tell your smartphone to generate vibrations similar to what you would feel if you placed your hands on a stereo speaker. That way you can feel and hear the music that is playing on your smartphone. I will also let you experiment with the adapt sound feature on your smartphone, because I don't know that much about it. Okay, but what about notifications? So, what notification settings are there available to you? I have to start this discussion by explaining what an app icon actually is. This graphic picture represents the company and or the app that you are using. For instance, you have the Facebook app, the YouTube app, the Instagram app, and other social media sites. They all have their own unique app icons. Of course, I actually have on my phone an app called the Power Amp, and that is a music player, and it has its own icon as well. What is an app icon badge? If you see a number above an app icon on your smartphone, you will know how many push notifications that app has received. For instance, if somebody replies to a video that you've uploaded to YouTube, an app icon badge above the YouTube app icon will let you know that you've received the reply. If you receive several replies to that video, the app icon badge will have a large number up above the YouTube app icon. This will also happen if you're subscribed to someone else's YouTube channel and the person you subscribe to uploads a video to YouTube. You will also see an app icon badge if someone replies to a tweet you've posted on, well, now it's X, used to be Twitter, or if someone you follow on Instagram uploads a new photo, and I can go on, and you get the idea. Now, what would you do if you're listening to music on your smartphone and you don't want your smartphone to interrupt your music because you're receiving a phone call? You can turn on the Do Not Disturb feature on your smartphone. You can turn on the Do Not Disturb feature on your smartphone instantly, or you can set a time to activate the Do Not Disturb feature. But what if you want to receive notifications from certain people or certain apps and mute all other notifications? Well, you can mute only certain notifications. You can choose to mute alarms, certain media, or sounds generated when you tap your smartphone screen. You can choose which contacts you can receive phone calls from or text messages from. You can receive phone call notifications from people who repeatedly call you. You can also receive notifications from your smartphone calendar and reminders from apps that are on your smartphone. And you can hide certain notifications. You can hide full screen notifications, app icon badges, your notification list, or even your status bar icons. I encourage you to play with all of these settings. You can also limit how many notifications appear on your status bar. You can also see which apps have sent you notifications recently. All right. I wish I could cover all of this in a single video, but I can't. So I'm going to stop this video for now. I'm going to turn this back on, and I'm going to cover another thing in the line of settings for your smartphone. So I want you to stay tuned. Have you guys learned anything yet? All right, we are back, and I am discussing with you tonight about smartphone settings. This time it's going to be about displays. Okay. The next setting I will discuss is your display. You can control the brightness of your display. If your display isn't as bright, you will conserve energy on your smartphone. But if you are struggling to see images on your smartphone because you're outside, you can temporarily brighten the smartphone screen. Your smartphone also has a night mode. That way, less light will shine in your eyes when you go to bed at night. You can tell your smartphone when to activate the night mode. Your phone also has a screen mode feature. You can choose from 4 different screen modes. The first is called an adaptive display. The second is called a cinema display. The third is called a photo display. And the fourth is called a basic display. Feel free to toggle through these modes to see which one you like the most. You can also adjust the font that displays on your smartphone screen. You can adjust the size of your font as well as the style of your font. And you can make the text on your screen appear bold. With the screen zoom feature, you can adjust the size of app icons or even text that is displayed on your smartphone. Have you ever noticed that your smartphone screen shuts off after a few minutes if you don't touch the smartphone screen? You can adjust how long your smartphone screen continues to display. But what is the home screen feature? If you want to see your home screen and you don't want to see all the apps on your phone when you switch on your phone, you can keep these displays separate. If you never want to see all the apps on your phone unless you specifically click a button on your home screen, you can enable the home screen only feature. Your home screen has a grid, believe it or not. If you want to shrink the home screen grid, you can choose from 3 options. The first is the 4x4 grid, the second is the 4x5 grid, and the third is a 5x5 grid. Feel free to experiment with this feature as well. If you access your app screen, you can shrink the size of your app icons. You only have 2 choices with this feature. The first is the 4x4 grid, and the other is the 5x5 grid. Now, what if you switch on your phone and you want to see your app screen? You could just use your finger and swipe up on your phone, or you could add an app screen button to your home screen. You can switch the app's icon badges on and off. You can also lock certain apps in key positions on your home screen. If you add an app on your phone, you can have a button automatically attached on your home screen so you can access that app. Normally, if you want to see your notifications, you have to use your finger and swipe from the top of the screen. But you could enable a feature on your home screen where you can swipe down anywhere on your home screen and see your notifications. your home screen is automatically in a portrait mode. You can have this changed so once you rotate your phone, your home screen will revert to a landscape mode. If you tap the Hide Apps button, you will see an alphabetical list of all your apps. Your home screen also has an easy mode where you can make all your app icons larger. I'll let you experiment with that feature. The last feature on your smartphone, the last feature your smartphone has when it comes to your display is a screensaver feature. I'll let you play with that one too. All right. I will tell you more in a future video, so I'd like for you to stay tuned. Okay. Good evening, everyone. It is once again Ted the Speed Learner, and I'm going to answer a question here tonight. And the question is, you've looked at your task manager in Windows and you saw this Microsoft Office Click to Run. What is it, and do you really need it? That all depends. But before I answer that question, I'm going to tell you right now that I have published 5 Kindle books. If you're interested in any of them, feel free to go down here in the comments below and let me know, and I will send you links to those Kindle books. But let's go back to the topic at hand. Microsoft Office Click to Run. Do you really need it? Well, I'll tell you what it is first. If you ever open your task manager and you see the Microsoft Office Click to Run service running in the background, well, it will always depend on whether you use Microsoft Office products. If you're using LibreOffice, you don't have to worry about it. But if you're using Microsoft Office, you will. If you don't use Microsoft Office products, you can disable this thing and it won't make any difference to your computer. However, if you do run Microsoft Office, this program it checks for Microsoft Office updates as well as allocates resources on your computer. Okay, it'll allocate resources so that the Office programs will actually run effectively. Okay, so like I said, it depends on whether you're running Office programs or not. If you're not, no problem. If you are, there's your problem. Okay, I will tell you more in a future video, so like for you to stay tuned. Good evening, everybody. It is once again Ted the Speed Learner. And if you've ever run Task Manager, you might see this if you're running Windows. If you're running Linux, you'll never see this. But if you're running Windows, you'll see this. Okay? Question is, what is it? And do you really need it? That's the question. And I will answer that in this particular video. But before I do, I wanted to let you know that I have published 5 Kindle books, and you're more than welcome to read any of them. If you want to read them, leave me a comment in the comment section below. and I'll send you a link and you can read them. Okay, let's get back to the topic at hand here. Microsoft Office SDX Helper. What is it? Do you really need it? If you see this program running in the Task Manager and you do not have, or you are not running Microsoft Office, if you say, oh, I've deleted Office off my computer, you don't need this thing at all, period. You could disable it, and you could possibly even delete it if you wanted to, because you're not running Microsoft Office, so it's not necessary. Okay? All this program does is help you download Microsoft Office programs, and it will update your Microsoft Office programs on a regular basis. If you don't use Microsoft Office programs, disable this dang thing, and if you can, delete it. And there you go. All right. That's all I've got for you this evening. I will tell you more in a future video, so I'd like for you to stay tuned. One of these days, I may have to get myself a new board. Who knows? Anyway, here we go. Now let's see here. Right. Good evening, everybody. It is once again Ted the Speed Learner, and tonight I'm going to continue my lesson in cursive with the letter E. This is how you write the letter E in cursive. Okay? Now, let's say you had to write the word bed. This is how you would write the word bed in cursive. B-E-D. There you go. So go ahead and practice this and practice that, and you'll have it. I know this is kind of a short video. Thank you for watching this particular presentation. I will tell you more in a future video, so I'd like for you to stay tuned. I know. I didn't tell them about the Kindle books, so I'll do that in the next one. I have a real bad habit of forgetting things like that. I get into things and there you go. Good evening, everybody. It is once again Ted the Speed Learner, and tonight I'm going to show you how to use or to actually draw the cursive letter F. Okay, that's capital, that's the lowercase. But before I go on with this particular video, I'd like to tell you guys that I have published 5 Kindle books. If you're interested in any of them, go ahead and go down here in the comment section below. Let me know that you want my Kindle books, and I will send you links, and you can go read them for yourself. Okay, back to our presentation. Okay. Now, I know this isn't really a big word here, but you'll often see this. Fab, as in fabulous. Okay? You'll see that little whatever here. I couldn't think of many words that actually, uh, I mean, I could do this. You could also write the word F-O. Oh, no, you can't. We haven't done that yet. Sorry. Haven't done that yet. Well, I can't think of anything that. I mean, we've written like 6 letters of the alphabet so far, so fab is going to have to be what we're going to stick with right now. But yes, that's how you'd write the word fab in cursive. Okay. All right. My flub up. I will tell you more in a future video, so I'd like for you to stay tuned. Good evening, everybody. It's once again Ted the Speed Learner. Tonight, I'm going to show you how to write the cursive letter G. Okay? And before I do, I'd like to let everybody know that I have published 5 Kindle books now, and you are more than welcome to read them. Just leave me a comment down here in the comment section below, and I will send you links to them. Okay? All right. What about the letter G? How are you going to write this? Well, let's try this. B-A-G. There's the word bag. You learn a lot of letters, aren't you? Okay. So I'm going to show you this one more time. This is the capital G right here. This is the lowercase g right here. That's how you write the word bag. Okay. If you have any questions, leave them down here in the comments below. I'll tell you more in a future video, so I'd like for you to stay tuned. Good evening, everybody. It's once again Ted the Speed Learner, and tonight I'm going to continue my series on cursive by teaching you how to write the letter H. This is the capital letter H. This is the lowercase. Okay. Now then, before I do, I wanted to let everybody know that I have published 5 Kindle books, and you can find them. Just leave me a comment down below, and I'll send you links to them, and I'll show you exactly where they're at. So if you're interested in reading any of my Kindle books, let me know. All right, let's try this. H-E-A-D. There's the word head. Okay. Now, if we want to do it lowercase, you can do H-E-A-N-D like that. There you go. Head. All right. That's enough for tonight. I will tell you more in a future video, so I'd like for you to stay tuned. All right, folks. Just a quick pause here. All right. Now we're going to get into some video responses that I have been waiting a long time to do. All right, here we go. This video response is going to go out to a band called Jelly Roll. As you can see right here, Jelly Roll. And the title of the song we're going to be reviewing tonight is Son of a Sinner. And before I get into this review, I wanted to let everybody know that I have published 5 Kindle books. If you're interested in reading any of them, feel free to leave me a comment down here in the comment section below, and I'll send you a link to any and all of them so you can read them for yourself. All right. I watched the music video. I've listened to the song. I have a few questions about the song and the video, so I'm just going to go ahead and ask you. All right. What ghosts are keeping you company? Isn't it illegal to remove the rear view mirror from an automobile? How does removing the rear view mirror from an automobile capable of erasing your past? What did you change from? What sins have you committed? What are you running from? What songs are you writing? Why do you drink so much? Why are you taking pills and why are you lying to yourself? What mistakes did you make? Why in the world would you walk on broken glass? And who broke your heart? Now, although the lyrics of this song are rather sad, I have to say this song is pleasant to listen to and does have a decent story. So I will give this song a solid B. All right. If you want to answer any and all these questions, and I'm addressing Jelly Roll directly, feel free to leave the answers to these questions down here in the comments below. And if you're not Jelly Roll and you're not watching this video right now, feel free to go over to Jelly Roll's YouTube channel, watch their videos, rate their videos, subscribe to their channel if you'd like, and more importantly, tell them that the Speed Learner sent you. All right, I will tell you more in a future video, so I'd like for you to stay tuned. This video response is going to go out to Tony Basil, and that's because you sung a song called Mickey. Okay. And has nothing to do with Mickey Mouse. Okay. It was a music video that came out in the 1980s. And I watched the music video. I've seen it more than once. I've heard the song many, many a times. And I decided to ask a few questions, not only about the video, but the song as well. But before I get into this, I would like to tell everybody that I have published 5 Kindle books, and if you're interested in reading any of them, leave me a comment in the comment section below, and I'll send you links to any and all of them as you see fit. In the meantime, let's go ahead with the questions. We're going to start with the video. Why are you wearing cheerleading costumes? Which sports teams are you supposed to be representing? And which sports teams are the other ladies in this video supposed to be representing? What cheerleader wears so much makeup while performing their cheers? Aren't you afraid you're going to do your cheer routines and you'll sweat so badly that the makeup will just practically fall off your face? Anyway, let's go to the lyrics. Who is Mickey? How does Mickey blow your mind? Why did Mickey stay so long? Why did you stay at his place? Why don't you call a cab and have the cab take you home? I know in modern day era you would call an Uber, but back then it was a cab. What does he say he will do? Why does he leave you all alone? What does Mickey do that breaks your heart? What is the something you and he can use? What do you want Mickey to give you? Okay, now I will grant you the choreography of this video is excellent. I had to give that. Okay. All right. And, these are great performers. I have to give them that. However, the lyrics of this song and the musical accompaniment it's cute at first, but it's just downright annoying. And after a while, you just can't handle it. It's like, ugh, go away and never come back. All right. I have a feeling that the only reason why this song became so popular in the first place is because, well, outside the choreography, that is, that it premiered on MTV. It was one of the first videos that ever appeared on MTV, and so therefore it got some really good ratings. Of course, MTV don't play videos much like anymore, but back then they played tons of them, and this would have been one of them. If MTV had never existed, this song probably wouldn't have gone very far. I will give the choreography an A plus, but when it comes to the lyrics of the song and the musical accompaniment, I have to give it a solid D. It's just not good at all. A solid D is what this thing gets. If you are Mickey right now, or not Mickey, if you're Tony Basil right now and you're watching this video and you want to answer any and all these questions, feel free to leave the answers down here in the comments below. I will tell you more in a future presentation. I want you guys to stay tuned. All right. This video response is going to go out to the fans of Barry White because I know he has passed away. And that is because Barry White in the 70s, very early 70s, I might add, created a song called Love's Theme. And I have listened to the song hundreds and hundreds of times. I actually did get to see some live shows they actually did the song with. And I had a few questions about this song, and maybe somebody related to him, or maybe some producer or director or whoever will give us more information in this video. So, all right. When most people hear this song, they think there are no lyrics to the song. Not quite. But I have a surprise for everyone watching this video. Barry White actually wrote lyrics to this song. So I will cover the lyrics first. Why has it been so long since you've danced? What melody made him yours? What wine were you drinking? Before I discuss the song itself, I need to present a little history about this particular song because this song has some big time history. Barry White named a trio of female singers on his song as the Love Unlimited Orchestra. Okay. Originally, this was an instrumental song, but a second version of the song contained the Love Unlimited Trio and these lyrics. Okay. The lyrics were not written by Barry White. They were actually written by a guy. They were actually written by a guy named Aaron Schroeder. There is a short version of this song and an even longer disco version of the song. The longer version of the song was almost twice as long as the shorter version. I have to state that I like the instrumental version of this song. I really do. I like it much better than the one that actually has the lyrics. But both versions sound very nice. The violins are blended well with the synthesizer and the guitar. I will admit that this became an early disco song. There are well-timed trumpets and flutes playing in the song, and you could hear this song played when the 1976 Olympic commentary was on the air. I have to give the song an A plus. It's just that good. All right. If you happen to be a fan of Barry White and you want to answer any and all the questions that I asked in this video, feel free to leave them down here in the comments below. And if you are not a fan of Barry White, but you are watching this video right now, feel free to go over to Barry White's YouTube channel, watch all of his videos, rate his videos, comment on his videos, subscribe to his YouTube channel if you like, and tell him that the Speed Learner sent you. All right. I will tell you more in a future video, so I'd like for you to stay tuned. Still with us? Okay. Just a few more videos to go. This video response is going to go out to Mrs. Latanya Peterson, and that's because you uploaded a video called Central Florida Gardening Videos. I watched your entire video and I had a few questions about your video, but before I begin, I would like to say that I have published 5 Kindle books. If you're interested in reading any of them, feel free to leave a comment down here in the comment section below, and I'll send you links to them. Okay. On to the questions. How large is your garden? What plant food do you use to feed your flowers? Which flowers are your favorite? What pesticide do you use to keep the bugs from destroying your plants? And what fruits and vegetables do you plan to grow this year? Feel free to leave the answers to any and all these questions down here in the comments below. And if you happen not to be Mrs. Mrs. Latanya Peterson, if you happen not to be Mrs. Latanya Peterson and you're watching this video right now, feel free to go over to Mrs. Latanya Peterson's YouTube channel, watch her videos, rate her videos, comment on her videos, subscribe to her channel if you like, and more importantly, tell her that the Speed Learner sent you. All right, I will tell you more in a future video, so I'd like for you to stay tuned. Okay. This video response is going to go out to Justin Fogarty, and that's because you uploaded a video called Drone Video Mississippi Speed Record Quincy, Illinois, Lock and Dam 21. I watched your entire video and I decided to ask you a few questions about your video. But before I do, I wanted to let everybody know that I have published 5 Kindle books, and if you're interested in any of those, feel free to leave me a comment down here in the comment section below, and I will send you links to the books. Okay, on to the questions. How did you paddle your boat while you were operating your drone? How large is your boat? Did you purchase your boat or did you make it yourself? What materials is your boat made of? How far did you paddle the boat? What aquatic life did you see after you recorded this video? How often do you paddle through the Mississippi River? Are you a member of a book club? Feel free to leave the answers to any and all these questions down here in the comments below. And if you happen not to be Justin Fogarty and you're watching this video right now, feel free to go over to Justin Fogarty's YouTube channel, watch his videos, rate his videos, comment on his videos, subscribe to his channel if you like, and more importantly, tell him that the Speed Learner sent you. All right, I will tell you more in a future video, so I'd like for you to stay tuned. Woo. Okay. This video response is going to go out to Georgette Van Sand, and that is because you uploaded a video. YouTube. Well, boy, that went well. This video response is going to go out to Georgette Van Sand, and that's because you uploaded a video entitled Piano Concerto #1 Tchaikovsky, if I remember right. I watched your whole video, and I decided to ask you a few questions about your video. But before I do, I wanted to let everybody know that I have published 5 Kindle books. If you're interested in any of these Kindle books, please leave me a comment in the comment section below, and I will send you a link to any and all the books as you want to see them. All right, on to the questions. Was this piano a gift or did you find it at some professional music shop? What is your favorite classical music artist? Have you ever performed on stage? Have you ever won any medals or ribbons for your piano playing? Would you ever consider playing in an orchestra? Have you played any other instruments? Feel free to leave the answers to any and all these questions down here in the comment section below. And if you happen not to be Georgette Van Sand and you're watching this video right now, feel free to go over to Georgette Van Sand's YouTube channel, watch their videos, comment on their videos, rate their videos, subscribe to their channel if you like, and more importantly, tell them that the Speed Learner sent you. All right, I will tell you more in a future video, so I'd like for you to stay tuned. This video response is going to go out to Bon Clang, and that's because you uploaded a video entitled Mud Truck Back in Commission. I watched your entire video and I decided to ask you a few questions about your video. But before I do, I wanted to let everybody know that I have published 5 Kindle books. If you're interested in reading any of them, leave me a comment in the comment section below, and I will send you links to the books and you can read them for yourself. All right, on to the questions. How old is the truck? How long did it take you to fix the engine of this truck? Do you plan to fix the body of this truck? How long have you owned this truck? Did you have to order special parts for this truck? What other automobiles have you restored lately? Feel free to leave the answers to any and all these questions down here in the comment section below. And if you happen not to be Bon Clang and you're watching this video right now, feel free to go over to Bon Clang's YouTube channel, watch his videos, rate his videos, comment on his videos, subscribe to his channel if you'd like, and more importantly, tell him that the Speed Learner sent you. All right, I will tell you more in a future video, so I'd like for you to stay tuned. This video response is going to go out to Roman King, and that is because you uploaded a music video entitled From the First Hello to the Last Goodbye. And I have to tell you, I had to do some research on this one to find the lyrics of this song because it was hard to hear the lyrics while you were singing it. All right, I watched your entire video and I had a few questions about your video, so I will go ahead and ask them. But before I do, I wanted to let everybody know that I have written 5 Kindle books, and if you want to read any of them, feel free to leave me a comment in the comments section below, and I will send you links to the books. On to the questions. As I stated before, I had to search long and hard for the lyrics to this song. I found the lyrics. I found a very old audio clip of the song, and I'm going to link to the audio clip, which finally revealed the lyrics to me. You'll see that in the description below. Apparently, the author of this song is Jane Morgan. I will now review the lyrics of the song. Obviously, the person in the song is greeting somebody, but the song doesn't specify who the person is greeting. Obviously, the people in the song knew each other, but why are they parting? This is never specified in the song. Why is the person in the song holding their chin high as they watch the other person depart? What makes this person dear and sweet? Honestly, I think you sung the song well, but you didn't sing all the lyrics. I'm not sure why you didn't include all the lyrics, but because of the lack of the lyrics, I will give this performance a B. In the meantime, if You want to answer any and all these questions, feel free to leave the answers in the comment section below. And if you happen not to be Roman King and you're watching this video right now, feel free to go over to Roman King's YouTube channel, watch his videos, rate his videos, comment on his videos, subscribe to his channel if you like, and more importantly, tell him that the Speed Learner sent you. All right, I will tell you more in a future video, so I'd like for you to stay tuned. This video response is going to go out to Where the Heck Are the All Bands? And that is because you uploaded a music video called Route 66 Red Carpet Festival 2023. And I watched your entire video and I had several questions about it. I believe this was in 2 parts. So I'm going to ask you questions about all of it. Before I do, though, I wanted to let everybody know that I have published 5 Kindle books, and if you are interested in reading any of these books, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below, and I will go ahead and send you links to the books. But anyway, let's go ahead and discuss this video. I can see in your video that they added something new to the Rosie the Riveter statue in Elwood, Illinois. The new Route 66 sign looks very nice. I wasn't aware that the worker statue was so short. I mean, I did actually see it. I just didn't measure it or nothing. I didn't know about the Elwood Blues connection until I traveled to Elwood, Illinois. How old are the tractors and how much horsepower can these tractors produce? What is your favorite paint color? I feel bad that you didn't get a chance to dine in the launching pad. Perhaps you will get a chance to dine there in the near future. How old is the Wilmington Bridge? And what aquatic life did you see as you were crossing the bridge? What is your favorite flavor of ice cream? Did you get to see the inside of the Wilmington Hotel? Which famous figure at the Braidwood restaurant is your favorite? Did you answer any phone calls in the Superman booth? It looks like Superman's cape needs to be repainted. Which animal in the Braidwood Zoo was your favorite? I personally feel bad that I didn't get a chance to tour the Godley Mining Museum when I traveled there a couple of years ago. Did any famous prisoners stay at the Gardner Jail? Did you see a menu inside the diner? How large is the bell? How heavy were the hammers? I'm glad you got a chance to tour the Dwight gas station. I went there a week before they opened up for the red carpet corridor that particular year, so I didn't get a chance to see it. What item in the gas station did you like the most? Did you purchase any souvenirs at the Dwight gas station? How long did it take you to paint the wall of the Odell gas station? How long did it take you to clean up the Odell gas station? Do you know the make and model of the Odell motorcycle? Have you ever visited the Merrimack Cavern? What is your favorite museum piece? Okay, what is your favorite museum piece inside the Route 66 Pontiac Museum? Did you follow all the footprints? Did you see all the cars and murals? Did you make a wish at the wishing well? Have you ever started in Chicago and traveled the entire route all across Route 66? Have you ever visited the Chenoa Pharmacy when they were open? Which Lexington advertisement is your favorite? Were there a bunch of potholes on the Lexington Route 66 strip? I really appreciate all the video you shared on YouTube. I feel bad that I usually have to work during the red carpet corridor. Perhaps someday I will be able to attend the red carpet corridor. And I'm glad you got to see so many neat things as you travel from town to town. I also wasn't aware that you were part of the Route 66 Preservation Society. That really impressed me. I really was highly impressed. I hope someday in the near future you will take the time to travel to Romeoville and Berwyn to find the Route 66 signs that I told you about long ago. I would really appreciate the video footage. All right, if you happen not to be Where the Heck Are the Albans and you are watching this video right now, feel free to go over to the Where the Heck Are the Albans YouTube channel, watch their videos, rate their videos, comment on their videos, subscribe to their channel if you'd like, and more importantly, tell them that the Speed Learner sent you. All right, I will tell you more in a future video, so I'd like for you to stay tuned. Whew. All right. What? This video response is going to go out to Survival on a Budget Made Easy, and that's because you uploaded a video entitled Eastside Park, Washington, Indiana. I watched your entire video, and I decided to ask you a few questions about it. And before I continue on here, I wanted to let everybody know that I have written 5 Kindle books, and if you are interested in reading any of them, feel free to leave me a comment in the comments section below, and I'll send you links to the books. All right, let's go on here. How tall is the lighthouse? What aquatic life did you see after you recorded this video? Have you ever gone fishing in Eastside Park? Do you know anything about Anna Marie Martin? Is the park open all year round? What special events are held at this park? How long is the Red Bridge and how old is the Red Bridge? Do you own a boat? Feel free to leave the answers to any and all these questions in the comment section below. And if you're not Survival on a Budget Made Easy and you're watching this video right now, feel free to go over to Survival on a Budget Made Easy's YouTube channel, watch his videos, rate his videos, comment on his videos, subscribe to his channel if you'd like, and more importantly, tell him that the Speed Learner sent you. All right, I will tell you more in a future video, so I'd like for you to stay tuned. This video response is going to go out to the beautiful Golden Hour, and that is because you uploaded a video entitled Very Cute Bunny Rabbit in My Garden. I watched your entire video and I had a few questions about it. All right. Before I continue, I would like to let everybody know that I have published 5 Kindle books. That's right, 5. And if you're interested in reading any of them, feel free to leave me a link. Feel free to leave me a comment down here in the comment section below, and I will send you links to the books. Okay, let's go on here. What flowers are you growing in your garden? How long did it take you to plant the flowers in your garden? What other wildlife did you see in your garden after you recorded this video? Does the rabbit have any offspring? Feel free to leave me feel free to leave the answers to any and all these questions in the comment section below. And if you're not the Beautiful Golden Hour and you're watching this video right now, feel free to go over to the Beautiful Golden Hour's YouTube channel, Watch her videos, rate her videos, comment on her videos, subscribe to her channel if you'd like, and more importantly, tell her that the Speed Learner sent you. All right, I will tell you more in a future video, so I'd like for you to stay tuned. All right. This video response is going to go out to Valerie Reese, and that is because you uploaded a video which is entitled, "We saw some moose in Alaska on our way home from the..." Boy, we're going to do this a little bit differently. This video response is going to go out to Valerie Reese, and that is because you uploaded a video entitled, "We saw some moose in Alaska on our way home from Prospector's Pizza." I watched your entire video, and I had a few questions about your video, so I will go ahead and ask them. But first, I wanted to let everybody know that I have published 5 Kindle books, and you are more than welcome to read any and all of them. Just leave me a comment in the comment section below, and I will go ahead and send you links to books. All right. Questions are as follows. What is your favorite pizza topping? I saw that the fries were seasoned. What seasoning were on the fries? I saw the moose in your video. What other wildlife did you see after you recorded this video? And how cold was it when you recorded this video? All right, feel free to leave the answers to any and all these questions down here in the comment section below. And if you happen not to be Valerie Reese and you're watching this video right now, feel free to go over to Valerie Reese's YouTube channel, watch her videos, rate her videos, comment on her videos, subscribe to her channel if you like, and more importantly, tell her that the Speed Learner sent you. All right, I will tell you more in a future video, so I'd like for you to stay tuned. Crazy Josh Cravey writes the following. Good evening, Ted. Great to see you making some new videos. Oh, I'm glad you're here. And we got a guy named Almost. Hello, sir. Just came across your video a few minutes ago and decided to stay here for a while. Maybe you explain what your Kindle books are about. Well, I have 5 of them. And I'm not going to go into great detail here. One of the big ones is Did You Remember Everything? Where I'm teaching you guys how to remember a ton of information in a short period of time. Um, Another book was called The Key is Logic, where I showed you guys how illogical some of the things that they've been telling you guys in school actually really are. Another book I published was about the artificial frontal lobe. They use this argument all the time. Well, it's the artificial frontal lobe that's causing all these kids to misbehave. No, these kids are misbehaving for a different reason. It has nothing to do with this. Well, they can go scientific if they want to, but let me tell you something. The reality is that if they're going to make that argument, they have to counter the argument I made in my book, and they can't do that, and I know they can't. There's a couple of theological books I published as well, and you're more than welcome to read them. And if I ever get enough time, I will go ahead and publish more. Okay. But right now, I'm trying to get some things done. Next time I am up here, I'm going to talk about the Cartesian coordinate system because I'm going to show you guys in the next set of videos how to form the geometric arcs. I'm also going to go ahead and go even further in depth with the solid state drives so you'll understand what's really going on with them and why I don't want you to use them for long-term storage. Okay. And that's very important. All right. So, um, is there anything else I can think of right now? Well, I will go ahead and I will continue to publish the videos about writing in cursive. Okay, I will do that as well. And there'll be some other videos as well. So I'll be doing more video responses. If you guys, like I said earlier in the presentation, good to see you have some all new content prepped as usual. Yes. Yes, Crazy Josh Cravey. I will be doing a lot of stuff. You're going to also see another change on this YouTube channel, okay? Because now, okay, I myself will hopefully have a new batch of videos in the new year. I'm looking forward to that. But I wanted to let you know, as well as I wanted everybody to know this, okay? This is very important that now that I have the geometric arc thing mastered and I've got exists back in my system, I'm going to set up the templates. Once I do, then the thumbnails are going to change big time. Okay, just huge. You have no idea how much it'll change, and you'll begin to see uh, better graphics on the thumbnails, and you might see better graphics in the videos. So the videos I recorded tonight, some of them will pop up right away. Some of them will not pop up near as fast. It'll depend. Christmas time is a really bad time for me because I work a lot of hours, and that's really bad. But that is the way it is. I have talked for nearly 2 hours tonight, and I had more to present, but I just can't do any more. Not tonight. Um, you might see more videos pop up randomly, uh, but uh, there when I do that, it's only because I just caught a moment and I went ahead and did it. Okay. But there will be more live streams. Now I'm back in business. I will do more live streams, and there you go. Woo! Well, I would love to stay all night and chat with you guys, but my big problem is that, and I got to turn my, I guess it's off. Okay. My big problem is that uh, even though I don't have to work tomorrow, I do have to work next week. And yeah, so it's just one of those things where I just don't have enough time, and I'm losing my voice. It's always great to hear from you. Okay. He also said it's too bad I caught your live stream late. That is fine. Remember, these live streams stay up forever, so they're not going to go away, and you will see a lot of stuff. I just happened to catch a moment. Starting in January, it should be a lot better, but right now, yeah, it's been fun. But I hope you guys learned a lot from me tonight, and I hope you guys will rewind this whole live stream and learn. Nothing beats the live interaction. I grant you that. I totally do. You can actually contact me on my Facebook fan page. Uh, can you send me the link to your second book? Sounds pretty interesting. I believe it's about school, right? Ah, okay. Are you referring to the book where I was talking about some of the logical things that were going that there were things that in school are very illogical, and I show you the logic that really conflicts with that. Or are you talking about the book that I was saying, the artificial frontal lobe thing? That is the title of one of my books. Is the artificial frontal lobe? Yeah, that that argument's just pathetic. So I don't know which one. I can send you links to both. I'll send you those links in the morning. I may even send them later on tonight, but right now I got some things I got to do and I got to get going. But I really appreciate you guys watching me tonight, and I thank you for watching this whole presentation. And like I said, please rewind and watch the whole thing. You will learn a ton. I know I have just overwhelmed you with information so far. Wait until I really get going. If you think this was the end, it's far from it. Your book could help me in my own schooling. I am at a all-time low income level and can't afford crazy textbooks, but I love to read your Kindle books. Both is great. Okay. Well, um, whatever you can't learn from the books, you can also learn from the videos. And if you have a specific topic that you need, let me know and I'll cover it here. You can see I covered a lot tonight. Boy, this thing was chock full of information. If you don't believe me, just rewind the whole thing, you'll find out. But anyway, like I said, I gotta go. I have things to do. But big plans, big plans. You're gonna see this for yourself. You're like, oh, son of a buck, he really went for it tonight. All right. Thank you very much for watching this presentation. And if you are on my fan page or if you're contacting me directly through Facebook, please do. I'm also on what used to be called Twitter, and it's now X. You can contact me there. Obviously, you can contact me here. There are other places you can contact me also. Just ask and I'll share. But please talk to me. Let me know what you need, and I'll get it to you. All right. I'll tell you more in a future video, so I'd like for you to stay tuned.